All right, I'm Ben, and we're going to be talking about the Coca-Cola ad and kind of some changes I would make. So, what's the message of the ad? The core message of this Coca-Cola ad is unity and shared human experiences. The underlying message is that Coca-Cola brings people together regardless of who they are and whom they love. Obviously, this was about a gay person and a straight woman competing for the attention of the same attractive pool boy, and it highlights this lighthearted and inclusive approach. Um, so what was the appeal used, rational or emotional? I would say this is an emotional appeal. It doesn't really rely on facts, features, or product benefits. Instead, it creates a warm, humorous, and relatable moment to stir up feelings of inclusiveness, fun, and human connection. Country, I chose Indonesia. Here's some fun facts about Indonesia. They have 17,000 islands, so a lot of islands. It's the fourth most populous country in the world. Indonesia is home to over 700 languages. They have the largest Muslim population globally, which is kind of surprising. I didn't know that. And then Indonesia has a lot of biodiversity with Komodo dragons and stuff like that. If I were to use the ad in Indonesia, here's some changes I would make. So, because Indonesia is predominantly Muslim and socially conservative, we probably wouldn't be showing any LGBTQ topics because that stuff just doesn't fly there. So we got to make it more culturally sensitive to avoid backlash or regulatory issues. So instead of two people of differing sexual orientations pursuing the pool boy, I would modify the plot to show maybe siblings or friends racing to offer the Coke to the pool boy. This keeps kind of the competition and lighthearted humor while avoiding sensitive themes. I would ensure that the characters are dressed modestly, as it is important in their culture to be dressed modestly. I would highlight values of togetherness, family, and respect, and possibly ending the ad with the characters sharing a Coke together in laughter. And then I would include local elements like Indonesian actors, maybe a tropical setting, and obviously their language, at least in the dialogue or subtitles, whatever. So what cultural or political or legal factors did you consider when making changes to the ad? Well, some cultural factors that I considered was their traditional and religious values, their public representation of the LGBTQ community. It's just controversial, and that would lead to protests, and people would not be drinking Coca-Cola there. It just doesn't fly there. Humor and indirect messaging are often preferred over bold or provocative themes. Some political or legal factors. They do have a lot of broadcasting guidelines, and like I said, it just doesn't fly there. They restrict LGBTQ plus content on public media. The Indonesian Broadcasting Commission monitors ads for moral and cultural appropriateness, so we got to make sure that it can, we got to run it by them before. And then companies that violate these norms may face fines or bans completely, which is not what Coca-Cola wants in Indonesia. What media would I use to distribute an ad in Indonesia? Well, I would definitely choose television because it's widely viewed, and it ensures that it reaches mass population across all different demographics. Definitely YouTube and Instagram ads, just all over social media. Indonesia does have a high mobile and social media use, and YouTube and Instagram allow for targeted distribution and engagement with younger audiences. And then I would maybe just throw in some billboard or transit ads in popular cities like Jakarta or Surabaya. I think I said that right. Just kind of the outdoor media works well with urban settings and brand reinforcement. And then to end this off, so this is obviously a textbook case for pattern advertising. They have that standardized concept, the people humorously competing over a Coke, and the emotional message of sharing moments, all that remains. But some adapted elements would be the casting, storyline specifics, dress code, language, and cultural sensitivities that are adjusted to suit local norms. So one con, one pro of pattern advertising. So For a pro would be that it allows cost savings and efficiency because we're just reusing core concepts or themes across the markets, which reduces the need to create entirely new campaigns for each country. But a con of it would be it may miss cultural nuances, leading to ads that feel out of touch or inappropriate in certain regions, which can reduce effectiveness or even cause backlash. So, yeah, you definitely need to make sure that you know what you're doing and which country you're in and adapt it.